Hello everyone, welcome to this edition of Iredell-Statesville Schools EDtalks. Our guest today is Kelly Campbell, the principal at Statesville Middle School. Hi Kelly.
Hi.
Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Now of course you moved into your new position last summer in July, so you have been introduced to the community, but let's reintroduce you just for those that may not know a whole lot about you.
Okay.
You've been at Statesville Middle School for a while. You were the assistant principal there.
2 years.
And you were also the assistant principal at Statesville High School. So tell us a little bit about your career pathway.
Okay. Well, I started out, my degree is in elementary education with a minor in math. And thinking all along I was going to teach elementary, my first teaching position was at a middle school. And that's a whole different world than elementary, and I just fell in love. I taught 6th grade math and science and never left until I was accepted into the Principal Fellows program. And that program, you take off 2 years, and I studied for 1 year and completed a year-long internship at a high school. I chose a high school because I had not stepped into a high school since high school and kind of overcome that fear.
Sure.
So I went and completed that internship and didn't get an admin job right away. So I went back into the classroom, into another middle school, which was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, go back into the classroom after being out. But I did it. And so in 2012, I came to Statesville High School as the assistant principal, one of the assistant principals, and enjoyed my experience there and was fortunate enough to be able to come to Statesville Middle School as the assistant principal 2 years ago, and I'm blessed to now be the principal.
And we're very excited about your tenure there at Statesville Middle School and the great things that you've got planned for Statesville Middle School. What people may not know about you is that you are a passionate educator, and you're focused on the classroom and what good quality instruction looks like.
Yes.
And so that was one of the reasons that we offered you that position there at Statesville Middle. Another thing about you is you love kids.
I do.
And it shows. The culture and the climate in your building is phenomenal.
Thank you.
You don't have to spend much time in the halls of Statesville Middle School to know that you've brought about some systemic changes to the culture and climate there. Kids certainly feel loved and appreciated and looked after, and I think that's paying big dividends. One of the initiatives that you guys embarked upon this year was capturing kids' hearts.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yes, so Capturing Kids' Hearts is a program. I actually attended the training while I was at Statesville High School. And we took a first-year teacher with us, and this was in February. And when she got back, she implemented some of the strategies and had huge success with some of our students who hadn't been doing well. And so I, since then, have truly believed in what Capturing Kids' Hearts does. And so when we were presented the opportunity to go through the training as a staff, I was very excited, to say the least. And so in early August, our teachers came into the building for 2 days, and we learned how to build relationships, true, meaningful relationships with our students, with each other, and also how to teach the students to have positive relationships between them. And the implementation has been phenomenal. We have, I don't even think we can count on one hand the number of write-ups we've had this year so far. And in the past 2 years, we've been in the teens for September. So it's paying off, and we're really excited about that change, because that can only lead into more success for the students.
Now, I know this involved a book study and several days of professional development, but can you encapsulate what Capturing Kids' Hearts means to the staff and to you personally? During that training, what were you exposed to, and what's the paradigm shift with this initiative?
So during the training, there was an activity that we participated in as a staff. We sat in a huge circle in the media center, and we had an item to bring with us, and we had to tell the story behind that item and why it was meaningful to us. And that part of the activity took longer than the instructor wanted it to. However, the tears were flowing, hugs were given out, and we really were able to connect as people, not just as educators, but as people and humans, and to learn we all have a story and we're all important and we all matter. And so that has transferred into the classrooms, because that's also an activity that some of our teachers perform with the kids. And so hopefully the kids have seen now that the teachers are human and they care. We're here because we care and want the best for all of our kids.
Yes, absolutely. And what I have noticed and seen now is that teachers truly are engaging kids and showing lots of respect towards the children, and that's being reciprocated on the parts of the children.
Yes, every class, as students change classes, teachers stand at the door and they shake the hand of every student and greet them as they're coming into the room. And they do also an activity called Good Things, and that's every class, at the beginning, and students get to share good things before they start the class period. And the kids have started to, I've been in a classroom where things just kind of happened and the teacher wasn't able to get to good things, and so a kid, he raised his hand and said, we haven't done good things, so we had to stop and do good things. And so I like that. It's been positive.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I learned during my teaching career, and I taught for 22 years before I went into administration, was an old adage that a mentor gave me when I was a young teacher, and that is, kids don't care what you know until they know you care.
Exactly. And that's capturing kids' hearts.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you'll take that time to front load it and build that relationship, then you can ask about anything from children and they'll give it to you.
They'll go to the ends of the world for you.
Yeah. Well, it certainly has had a tremendous impact again on the culture and the climate in your building. I'm so proud of y'all.
Thank you. I'm truly proud of our students and our staff. Our EVOS data, teacher data, was released last night, and I'm over the moon. We have exceeded a 2-year goal of at least 50% of our teachers meeting or exceeding growth, and we're at 61.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
Yes.
I hadn't heard that yet, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, your entire staff should be proud of that. That is
Huge
phenomenal.
celebration.
It is a huge celebration, so kudos to you.
Thank you.
Well, what's some of the other things that you look forward to at Statesville Middle and that you're going to be working on in the future?
Well, we're implementing iReady in our language arts and math classrooms, and it's, a big task to take on a new program, above capturing kids' hearts, but our teachers and our support staff are taking it on, and we know it's important. And we look forward to even more positive results at the end of this year. We look forward to mentoring programs to continue. We had a partnership with Flow Toyota and Flow Honda, and we look forward to them coming back and getting with our students and meeting with them. Our kids are actually asking for them when that's going to start back. So we're in the works of getting that up and running again. And anybody who's interested in just making a difference in a child's life, we welcome them to come and be a mentor as well.
That's such a great partnership with Flow. I tell you, every child needs a mentor, and all of us had mentors.
Oh yes, I still have some now.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely. But for your kids to have somebody in the community that they can look up to, a role model, a successful person, to come and carve out time from their day to be on campus and work with that kid one-on-one, that is so important.
It means a lot to them.
So in addition to Flow Honda, other people in the community could call you, and you can use all the mentors that the community has to offer.
The more the better.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's exciting. Can we go back to iReady just a minute?
Sure.
Can you explain in layman's terms for the moms and dads in the community, what is that and how is that going to have a positive impact on kids?
Okay, so the district has provided us iReady material, or ready material. It's curriculum, Common Core curriculum for our teachers to use. The textbook money has just not been there, so now we have this resource to use in the classrooms, and teachers are teaching from the iReady book, or the Ready book. But there's a software program that goes with it, and since we're a one-to-one, it's perfect for meeting the needs of students. So they've performed a diagnostic test, and all of our students in reading and math, we now know exactly what level they're on exactly what they need for us to get them on grade level. And so that software, the more they work on it, the more we're going to close that gap. And so at least 45 minutes a day, but we have Bulldog time, first period starting next week, and they'll be doing that. Teachers will be giving direct instruction and working in stations, and I'm excited. I'm very excited about it.
Well, that's great. I know that was a district initiative that we spread throughout the entire school system. But what I'm hearing you say is, to use a medical analogy, you're being very, very prescriptive now.
Yes.
You're testing your kids, you're finding out what their strengths and their weaknesses are, and then you're specifically zeroing in on the gaps of every individual child in that building.
Every student.
So that is phenomenal. And what a scientific approach to education. You're not shotgunning, teaching kids things that they already know and overlooking things that they don't, but it is really customizing instruction to the individual child.
Yes, and the students who are on grade level or above grade level for Bulldog time, they get to choose. They go to an enrichment. We have advanced PE, advanced chorus, so they are not just put into a math just to be put into a math. We understand that they need to have rewards for doing what they've been doing. And so our aim is to the students who are in math and reading Bulldog to work their way out. It's not you're in it and that's it for the year. They have goals to move from class to class. So once they're on grade level, they too can go to an enrichment activity.
Right. Great stuff happening. Probably one of the biggest things on the horizon for you folks at Statesville Middle School, thanks to the 2014 bond referendum, you're going to be getting a new school.
Yes.
And so in a couple of years, we'll be talking about starting the construction project that will build a new middle school on the campus of Third Creek. And then you guys will be moving into that facility, and you'll become a sister school with Third Creek, and it'll be a K-8 continuum, much like Lakeshore Elementary and Lakeshore Middle are now. So that's still a couple of years out, but we're getting close enough now that I'm starting to get excited about that.
I've been excited, and when we interview for new staff members, that's something that I share, and the kids, I don't think they realize it yet, but once the talk is, and they see the people around the building, and I hope they too get excited, because they deserve it.
Absolutely, they do. And I just want to thank the community members that supported that bond referendum, but this will be a huge shot in the arm for your school. And it's just right above the horizon, so it's something to be looking forward to.
Very excited.
Well, Kelly, thank you for being here today, and again, congratulations to you and your staff on that outstanding EVOS data. That's a huge celebration. And best wishes and all these great initiatives that you've started there at Statesville Middle School.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to bringing you more great news from our school district in the days ahead. Thanks for watching and listening.